putting all of your eggs in one basket is a thing that we hear a lot when it comes to investing, right? We want to diversify our investments. But a lot of times we forget that we can do the same thing or not do the same thing, depending on which cliche I was just talking about. We forget that we can diversify our business as well. And we're talking about creating multiple streams of income. What this does is it protects you if something happens to one of them or multiple of them. I don't know, pandemic, something like that. And so that's why Jenny and I are so excited to be here today with business mindset strategist, host of the Monetize Your Genius online event, all around awesome person, Daniela Nica. She's going to talk to us today. Daniela, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. So, you have an incredible story that I've heard bits and pieces of, and I would love to hear just really quickly in your words a little bit more about your story.
Yeah, so I was born in Romania. You can hear my accent is pretty cool, right? So
It's
I'm born.
awesome.
I was born in a small village in Romania. I will not share the whole story, but I was born in a car because my mother couldn't make it to the hospital. So I was born on the street, and I suppose that's why I'm traveling so much now. It's like that's why I was born for. So, long story short, I was born in a poor environment, and I always wanted to get out of there. So, and I did whatever I could do, and to me, that meant that I should learn a lot, study a lot, and so studying and learning is my thing. I am a nerd. I love books, and I went to college. Of course, I went to college, but because I confused two things, knowledge and confidence are not the same. And I thought if I would accumulate a lot of knowledge, I would get more confident. And that's not true. So after the college, because I was not confident in myself, I just did what I saw my parents doing. So working hard. Um, they were working hard in agriculture and all that stuff that I wanted to get rid of. But now I went to Italy as an immigrant and I did the same. So I worked hard but my spirit is we are spiritual beings and we want to grow. So in my way, I always wanted to grow and I always wanted to evolve. So I started by doing dishes, but then they promoted me because they saw I wanted to grow, and then I learned to make pizza, and so I was a pizzaiola, and then a waitress in Italy for 5 years. It was hard, but it was like another college, and like it was a life academy to me.
Yeah, real life experience.
Yeah. And I loved, and I learned a new language. I learned Italian. My first college, I did it in French. So now I was speaking French and Italian, two other languages. So that's probably the biggest win of those 5 years, because now I have an entire business in Italian as well. And long story short, I came back to Romania, met a personal development um, organization, and I became obsessed with growth, intentional growth, leadership books, seminars, conferences, and I wrote down my first goal, which was I want to get paid for reading because I love reading so much. So I did that for 7 years, and then I finally started to put together my own speaking and coaching business. I had seen so many people on stages, so many inspiring people, and every time I was thinking, why not me? I want to do the same. So one day I will do this type of business. And so I did. And now, for the last 7 years, I've been building this coaching and speaking business in my country. In Romania, I have multiple streams of income in my country, with 100,000 email list, 100,000 people in my email list, and thousands of clients, and tens of programs, online programs, digital program, passive income, and not only. And yeah, that's the story.
That's the best story ever.
Right?
Wow.
Literally born in the middle of the street to building the confidence, learning those languages,
Yeah. I
and
mean, I could start
figuring
speaking
yourself
French to
out.
you, but we'll do that on another interview or something.
Jenny loves speaking French. She does it to me all the time. She just like rattles off
I
because I
know Jenny's
understand just a little
awesome.
bit. I
She
know.
loves languages. I
I
know.
do. I do. The first day I met Daniela and her team, I was like, teach me Romanian. And they're all shooting out these words, and I'm like, and I'm trying my best, right?
You are like the best English speaking person in pronunciation of other languages words. So
Aw, thank you. I try because I want to respect people's languages, and I hate when people anyways, we're going off topic, but your story is amazing. Your story is your story is incredible, and you've done some incredible things with your life. You've overcome some serious adversity and some serious issues, and I know that, and I think it's phenomenal. I'm desperate to know more about multiple streams of income, because when everything happened in 2020, there was, Allison lost some business, I lost some business. We immediately diversified. We were like, we gotta problem solve this poo poo pile real fast. And we did, and we diversified as well. But I want to hear from you. Tell us more about multiple streams of income. What does that look like in somebody's business? All the details.
yeah, so I think I can speak most of about a speaker and trainer and coaches business, okay? Because this is what I do, but probably some principles apply to each business, okay? And I think the best thing is to continue to speak about my story and to just tell you how I did it. Probably this is the best thing. So at the beginning, I was only trading dollars for time for money, right? When you work hard, do your best, get better as an expert, but at the end of the day, you are tired, even if you are very passionate of what you do, and you can only earn that much because you only have the time. So I did that for about 2 years, and I'm glad I did that because I put some good foundation to my business. I was working with all those clients one-on-one and small groups. And I built that trust and that echo in the market, and then people started to want me to work with them more and more, but I couldn't because of my limited time. So that's how I started to look for, other ways. And one of the things that I basically did two investments in my business. One was in content and another in a list building course. That was probably 6 years ago. So I know speakers, coaches, and trainers usually they invest in content a lot. They always feel like they don't know enough, and they need another certification, another. But it's not true. You need good content, okay? You are. I mean, we are all unique, but we are not so original. We basically can't invent the wheel. So there is great content out there, and you can buy it. And then if you become a great storyteller, that content becomes yours and it's uniquely yours. But then one mistake that I see people do is that they keep getting better and better and better as experts, and they keep investing in content and certifications, but they don't get better in their marketing. So this is a mistake that I didn't do. Okay, so I soon understood that 80% of my time and money and energy I should invest in my business or on my business, as I learned after a while. But that's probably another topic. And the mistake is that people invest 80% of their time in becoming better experts, and only 12%, 20% or less in building the business. There is a difference between being an expert and being an entrepreneur in your expertise field.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah. So list building, when I started to build my list, and I know you are very big, Jenny, on that, and you are an amazing expert on list building. So I think we come together very well. So I started to do that like crazy. I started to put together everything I could possibly imagine. Webinar after webinar after webinar, after, series of webinars, free courses, and then now challenges and summits work very well, and you are such an expert in putting together both of them, and you can teach other people as well, and you help people with that. So and I've done all I could do, and I became aware I could do in my country to build my list. Like, list building became an obsession. Because when you have, and I know they say it's not important how big is your list, and it's true, but if you have a great, if you have an engaged list and a big one at the same time, I just happen to think that it's better. Okay.
Yeah, it
So,
works. It definitely works for sure.
right.
For sure. Yeah.
Uh, so I think one of the things that I never stopped doing was offering my lead magnets and my webinars and my free trainings in order to build the list. Like, when I sleep, I build my list. When I eat, I build my list. You know what I mean? So I don't get angry with my team for any other reason. Well, for some reason, yes, but
Come on.
I need to tell the truth here. But anyway, the biggest reason I get really angry is when we stop putting out there our content in order to build a list, because that's the blood of your business. If you don't do that, your business will stop growing. So that, and back to your question, Jenny. So when you have, when you build your list, it's easy to create multiple streams of income, because now for each, I can have funnels, right? And I will have funnels for different products that I put together. So I have several products, several coaching programs, and digital programs in my language. And then I have my Italian business. That's another stream of income for me. And I'm trying to build multiple streams of income there as well. So I guess one short answer would be build your list. It's not old fashioned. It's something that works, and it's essential. Like, I see, and with my summit that it's coming right now, I have so many experts, and they are amazing, and they speak on so many amazing topics. But one of the things that I keep repeating is that I filter every information through this. Does it help building the list? Does it help creating a steady flow of income? Because I'm fine with high tickets. I'm fine with, everything that can increase profit and help people on a deeper level, because that's what high tickets do, right?
Absolutely.
But if you only work with on one-on-one, and it's fine that you can charge maybe tens of thousands of dollars for your high-end programs. But if your client doesn't renew, you need to find another client. Am I right or
Mhm.
wrong?
You're
Okay, so
so right. Yeah.
it's fine, but you also need the foundation, and the foundation is given by you having a list. Like, guys, a quick story. So when I uh, like back in maybe 4 years ago, when I first needed a certain amount of money, $20,000. $20,000 in my country are a fortune, okay? And I was doing well with my business, but $20,000 was a big thing, and I needed to pay that money to my mentor, and I wanted him to mentor me. So that was the first time I could see the value of having a list, because I put together a flash sale, and I was in the mountains in vacation. It was August 2nd, and I put together this first sale, and that's where copywriting comes in, because you need to learn how to write to sell. So I put together that flash sale, and I sent this, I don't remember how many emails, and a killer offer. And I made my first $8,000 in like 3 days. And then I continued to do it, and I made my money. And all this by offering great value to people,
Of
right?
course. And when do you not work on vacation? Can I just ask you? Because every time that I've known, like in the time that I've
Jenny,
known
like you're
you,
one to talk.
gosh, seriously. But you're always ready. Okay, so you're totally blowing us away right now.
Right? I have like so many things to say.
Exactly.
The whole idea of, you mentioned like, yeah, high ticket's great, but if they don't renew, then you got to find someone else. And then you mentioned giving value. And it just really reminds me of the V in Thrive, which I know Jenny doesn't know what it is, but I do. It's give value. And really what it means is at different levels, right?
Exactly.
There are going to be people who can work with you at a high ticket level. Awesome. But there are people who can't, and
Yeah.
they get value at a lower level. So it really goes in with our Thrive framework. I have 80,000 pieces of feedback about all that. You blow my mind. So
Well,
I
thank
love
you.
your story. And you've mentioned a couple of things like copywriting and list
Yes.
building. I know you happen to have four parts
Yeah.
of successful businesses with multiple streams of income. List building and copy are two of those. What are the
Yeah.
other two?
Yeah. So I think that there are four pillars to the business that I have built, and I teach other people to how to build. And I think they are crucial. So the first one is the mindset. Okay. So I know it's, uh, everyone will say that, but it's because it's true. Okay. So if you don't have the right mindset, you will not apply anything else. I coach people. I know, I just know some of them are so much better than me, and they don't have 10% of my business. And this is because they don't believe in themselves. So you need to put yourself together. And I have some things here to share, like passion over fear. You need to find your passion, and your passion will be, you will fight your fear. So you're going to be fine. You're going to act against the fear if you have a big passion. Then another thing that I'm very big on is do the next step. That's all you need to do. Set the direction, and then don't get overwhelmed by that big dream. Just do the next step.
Yes, I
So
tell Jenny that. Oh, I'm like, Jenny, I just need the next step,
yeah.
not 12 steps from now. Just tell me what to do next.
Yeah. So
Love that.
I this is how I put it. The way you do the impossible is by doing possible steps one by one by one. So yeah, I know it might not be so original, but it works. So then, persistence over perfectionism. And we all know what that can mean, right? We want to just polish things a little bit more, and then we will act. No, it's
Oh, that's me. That's me. Allison's like, let's get it done, let's get it out. But she's a one and done expert, and I'm like a niggly, like, it has to look. We're gonna change the font. We're gonna do this and that. But between the two of us, we have this amazing Venn diagram of like overlap,
Yeah,
and
and
everything just works
actually, I
out.
happen to believe that association is another, maybe it's the fifth pillar. So you guys are, yeah. So yeah, persistence over perfection. And I have so many other things on mindset, like mistakes are fine, but if you do the same mistake again and again and again, you're not fine. Like we are not going to, to say, no, just do it. You're good. You're great. Now you just put yourself together, evaluate your mistakes, learn from them. Okay. So, yeah. And then speaking. So we have mindset, speaking, and specifically storytelling, and then list building and copywriting. So I'm very big on storytelling. I happen to believe that each personal brand should learn how to tell their story, and this would 10x their business. Like sometimes people come to me to coach them, and they want to learn marketing and techniques and technology and stuff like that, and it's cool. I mean, everything is important, right? But so many times they don't want to be vulnerable and share their stories. And I'm like, you are a personal brand. You are not a robot. You are not a machine. You don't sell potatoes.
I did
Okay.
that. I totally hid behind the veneer of I'm an expert and,
Yeah.
my personal life, nobody, there's no story. I was like so bad at Allison was like, Jenny, people want to know you and get to know you, right? She's like, you're so, you're so cool, but nobody like knows you or anything. So yeah, she was like encouraging me to kind of break the veneer. So yeah, I
Yeah.
totally get it.
Great, Alison. Do that more. Because I feel like this helped me 10x. I have, with my story, people connect with the stories, right? That's for thousands and thousands of years now, and you just build trust so faster, and you are human, and they rely on you. They feel like they can trust you, and there is so much more. I feel like it's uh, because of time, I'm not sure I can share more stuff on that, but it would deserve more,
It's
right? Because
probably totally like its own podcast right there, just
yeah,
talking about the
yeah,
story.
1000%. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
like how storytelling can 10x your business. I think that's the title of the next
exactly.
podcast right there.
I'm just saying, I
And
mean,
also
maybe we should have her
copywriting.
back.
Like I'm not a copywriter expert. Like I don't do that for living, but guys, I think and they all are related, right? Because if you are able to write powerful words that sell, uh, you then speak those words. Okay, so storytelling and copywriting are so related, and I couldn't emphasize enough the importance of learning how to write copy. I love copywriting. I love psychology, and I think copywriting is very much psychology in writing. And I love a good copywriter, and I know Alison Lex is amazing. So yes,
She's phenomenal.
yeah,
If
You're
you're,
gonna
if
make
you
me
can't,
blush.
yeah, well, you guys can't see, if you're listening to this and you can't see us, Allison's blushing. Daniela and I are like, we like you. So it's all good. That is fabulous. I love these 4 pillars. Actually, it's more like 10 pillars, but we'll say it's 4. I'm desperate to share about the event that you've been working your tail off on building out. So tell us more about the event. Allison and I are going to share, we have a link for everybody to go check it out, but tell us first more about the event.
so my summit is called Monetize Your Genius. It's a 7-day summit to help speakers, trainers, coaches, and course creators, monetize their genius through multiple streams of income. So what we will do is that we have about 60 talks with over 50 speakers. It will be amazing. A lot of content on these 4 pillars and more. Okay, so it's everything. I I will be very bold here. I think it's everything speakers, trainers, and coaches need to know in order to start and not only start but skyrocket their businesses um, to 6 and 7 figure. Okay, So now I'm not sure I can go in more details, but we have 7 days. Each day is like, for example, day one is called Build on Solid Ground, and we will build on solid ground, which is mindset and marketing. And we have amazing talks here. We have Ray Edwards, for example, here on day one. He's an amazing copywriter as well, right? So, and we have some mindset, but neuroscience stuff. And we have a lot of amazing speakers in day one. It's we put the foundations there, okay? And then we have day two. It's around building your message. Here we have Allison and a story strategist, and and we have well, we have so many speakers. I don't think we have time to go through all of them. So, but I'm looking at my own page
I
now, and I'm
know.
like, should I
It's
tell everything?
almost overwhelming. And
Yeah,
one
but
thing I want to
you guys
mention,
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead, is that one thing I want to mention really quickly is earlier we talked about not getting so much content that you forget about the marketing side of your business. And this
Mhm.
event bridges that gap. It gives you the marketing
Yeah,
knowledge and the mindset help that you need to take the action that's going to get you to where you want to go. It's not
yeah,
like taking another course or getting another certification. This is
exactly.
action designed.
Exactly. So what I when I put together this, I had in mind Daniela Nica from 7 years ago. What would I need in order to build my business faster and maybe a little bit easier as well? So it's not only about it's not only about content. It's what you need to know and apply so that you can grow your business, and also resources that you need, tools that you need, and go to persons, go to experts, because not everything can, I mean, you guys will not implement everything by yourselves, and you shouldn't. So, but you, when you go and try to find people to help you, you don't know where to go. So my promise to you is that I have built this business to a good point, and I happen to know what a speaker and a coach needs. And so that was my filter. And when I present these speakers, I do it because I trust them, and I know the talks that they give is that I requested them to give those talks because I know this is what a speaker and the coach and the trainer and the course creator need in order to build the business.
Yeah.
Not
You've
only
created an incredible event.
thank you.
Yeah, an incredible event. I've happened to have the pleasure and the ability to see what's been going on in the background. And I've been really, really excited about that. I've been able to work with your team for the past little bit on making hopefully some impact and helping them.
Yes.
And Allison and I are both featured experts. So
Yeah,
how,
you guys have 2 talks, each of
right?
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
each of us, we're like 2 talks each. Yay. So that's pretty cool. If you guys want to check it out, this event is actually happening very soon. You'll want to check it out soon. If at the time of this recording you do check it out, we want you to go to systemtothrive.com/MYG. And that note will be in the show notes, so you can check that out as well. If you are checking that link out post, you're looking at it like after February 2021, then I think that probably with Daniela's team, they'll have that forward somewhere else that'll be perfect for you to go and visit. And you can still get great information about Daniela Nica and everything that she does in her multiple streams of income in her multiple languages, right? So thank you so much,
Multiples of
Daniela.
multiple.
Right? Multiples of multiples.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we really appreciate you being on here with us. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the podcast so you don't miss great episodes like this. We're going to have Daniela back. Allison and I have been taking notes. We've actually already written the title for the next podcast episode we want Daniela to do. And we're totally stoked. We're basically roping her in right now. She doesn't even know it, into doing another podcast episode with us. So
We
thanks so much.
volunteered you for it.
Yeah, you've been voluntold. Yeah. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. We really appreciate you. We'll be back again soon answering another big question.